Greetings, Commanders! Welcome to a new item video, and the first video of 2019, so Happy New Year. A new item came out just a couple days ago. It's called the Fearless Leg Piece, and I think it's pretty obvious that what this gear is, but a lot of players have been asking, so we're going to do a quick video on it and explain what these pants do. Essentially, they're an HP gain, which is awesome, because that counters Vega. And also, they're a total damage reduction, which is what Roger's skill does. So for your pants leg, you either have Magiwell for damage, or Nixaw for dodge, or Speed of God for resistance weakened and dodge, or you have Fabrication Pants, which really there was only like 3 pants to choose from: offense build, dodge build, or defense build. Well, these new pants are amazing, but they only really play into the defense characters, which is in the current meta, Elf, Rogers, Reinhardt, and that's it. You're not going to use these pants on Plasma or Stella because you need dodge on those commanders or damage. You do not want to take hits. Walker commanders like Hoodoo is going to want damage. Elf is going to want the survivability, so she'll use the pants. And then airship commanders generally just want to use the defense. So yeah, if you're running Vega with pure damage, you will want to use Magiwell. You won't use these pants, but essentially in the current meta, there's only 5 commanders, and the 5 commanders are Elf, Stella, and then Vega, Reinhardt, Rogers. And Rogers, Elf, and Reinhardt are going to wear them. It's that simple. The other commanders are going to use dodge or damage. Don't get me wrong, you can interchange your pants as you want, but I mean, here they are. I've already taken mine up to level 23 just to grab a pair. I don't really main a Rogers, and the Rogers I do play is a Dodger Rogers, and I'm really not invested in a Reinhardt because I don't have tier 12. So players that don't have tier 12 are probably really just going to use these for Rogers. No one, I mean, if you have Elf, maybe. Not a lot of low tier 10 to tier 11 players are playing Elf. Anyone that's under the main bosses of tier 12 are usually playing one-slot bus commanders like Vega and Stella, or ignore tier suppression commanders like Rock and Bullet. So these are really for the big boss players, and I'll get into my opinion of them in a minute, but here's the stats breakdown. For every level up, you get 2% HP, which isn't that great, but you do get 0.6% damage reduction. So there's another question about, will these affect ignore tier suppression skills? Well, I don't have the time to do all that stuff. If anyone has it, put it in the comments below. I'll super like it, and then that way we can share the knowledge down in the YouTube comments as well as the Line community. So if you're not in the Line community, join that. But essentially, we have 2 questions. Will this get Roger's defensive stance to immune faster? And will this affect ignore tier suppression skills like Ghost Cannon and Annihilator Ray? The answer is probably. But do they even do what they say they're supposed to do? That's another issue with these pants. They may not actually do what they do. Sometimes that's why this channel exists, right? This total damage reduction might only be half of that. We don't know. Does it affect crit damage? Bottom line is it doesn't really matter. That's why I still made this video. Is either way, if they do half as much damage reduction as they're supposed to do, or twice as much damage reduction, you're still going to use them exactly the same way. Rogers, Reinhardt, Elf, and defensive gear. That simple. As far as the stats are concerned, I think they're really good. But remember, total damage reduction, since you're not getting over 100% with these pants, like Rogers' skill, it's not that useful. Remember, fabrication, even though fabrication stats don't say total damage reduction, it still gives 6% per level. So 2% to HP, 4% to defense. Defense is damage reduction. And there are other commanders in the game that have damage reduction built in, like Rogers does. But only Rogers was able to get to over 100%, meaning that he was totally immune to it. Let's see. I want to show you. Someone else does have it. Maybe it's Axe. Is it Axe that has it? It could be Axe. Let's see. Axe. No, not Albert. Defense is lower. No. I should have checked this before the video, huh? It just kind of came to mind. But yeah, so I think Axe. I better do it. I'm here. Let's not stop. We wanted to do a short video, but now we're talking. Here we go. Next damage received is decreased. We gotta take him to B real quick. Damage is decreased by, I think that's the same as immunity. So that's the same as those pants. So they are good. They are for defensive builds. They're not something we've never seen before. But essentially that's how people are going to use them. So if you have a defensive commander like Rogers, Reinhardt, or Elf, or you have a commander that's capable of taking hits, or you have a balanced commander like Galileo and Blader, you may find use for him. But essentially just more into the defense meta that this game has been shifting towards for the last year. So I'll end it on this. In the last Season 6 Galactic Battle Finals, it was very obvious that airships are by far the best, and they have been for a long time. And for a minute there, Stella was making a comeback, but Walker has always been underrepresented. Infantry right now is so bad because Tier 12, the primary source of damage in Tier 12 is terror space, and airships just have all this defense and HP built into their ships. So even though their damage, their base melee damage isn't that high, their terror space ability is so strong. And when you combine it with someone like Rogers, who goes immune, or Reinhardt, who can just take hits and heal and return the damage as Thorns, which ignores Rogers' skill, or if you take someone like, Vega, right? I don't know if Vega and terror space, breakdown and terror space work together, but Vega's skill with the Tier 12 damage just seems to hit so much harder than anything else. So at the end of the day, this going back to what this item is, it's just more of a damage item. Definitely pick it up. I don't think it's going to be used in a new haul anytime soon. Some people are picking up 2 just for that reason. So it's not hard to get the mythic engines. You just have to open a lot of super equipment chests, which, I mean, you're getting rewarded as well. You're getting Geist Stones, but essentially that's what they are. Just a shift more towards the defense meta, which is kind of strange because feel like defense meta with airships is already so strong. Really, infantry and Walker need a huge damage buff because the tear space that was given to all Tier 12 benefits airships the most. So everyone's going airships for offense and defense. And until they come up with a counter to that, like triple strike on Elixir instead of double strike, or I don't know what else they can do with the Walker Commanders. The Walker Commanders are hurting right now. Elf is just, there's just not a good one-slot bus commander like Hoodoo. Hoodoo's just really can't stow in toe-to-toe. But anyway, that's the update for that gear. I think we're going to definitely see a big play on it for the Reinhardts and Rogers and Elves of the game, which seems to be the main meta. But for the rest of us, I don't think it's going to be too useful. But pick up a pair if you're in the market. And yeah, that should cover it. Check the comments below. See if I missed anything. I still want to do some ignore tier suppression test, how Bullet and Ghost Cannon can hit it, how Annihilator Ray hits it, and then does it stack with Roger's skill. If there's any major information about that, I'll definitely do a video on it. But right now, it doesn't really matter if it increases or decreases or stacks or doesn't stack. You're still going to use them the same way. So that's that. Happy New Year. We'll see you on the next one. See ya.